When people talk about the best places to retire or buy real estate, they always mention Florida, Arizona, or maybe Tennessee. But nobody ever talks about West Virginia, and honestly, that's a good thing because it means the state is still one of the few hidden gems left in America where you can actually afford land, breathe clean air, and live in complete peace without fighting over overpriced housing. So let's break down 5 towns you should absolutely pay attention to if you're thinking about retiring or investing in 2026. And we'll start with Bragg, which is basically a dream if you want pure mountain quiet. This area gives you the kind of land that looks like a postcard, open fields, long-range views, and that slow country calm that makes your stress levels drop the second you step out of the car. One of the current listings shows 5.53 acres at Serenity Ridge for just $71,890, which comes out to around $13K an acre. And if you compare that to what you'd pay for similar mountain view land in states like North Carolina or Colorado, this is a steal. Bragg is the kind of place where retirees go when they're done with noise, traffic, and people being in a hurry. Everything here moves slower, and that's exactly why people love it. Next is Ellamore, a spot that's perfect if you want rural, quiet, but still want to be near actual towns like Buchanan and Elkins. It's one of those places where you can buy land without breaking your budget. You've got 1.88 acres for $32,000 or 2.45 acres for $39,000. $900 in a developing subdivision, and these aren't random pieces of land in the middle of nowhere. They're part of a community layout where you can pick the size you want or even combine lots if you want a bigger setup for a retirement home or a hobby farm. Ellamore feels like that quiet country road where you walk outside in the morning, hear nothing but birds, and wonder why you didn't move here sooner. Then we have Buchanan, one of my personal favorites because it's small, it's adorable, and it has this youthful college town energy thanks to West Virginia Wesleyan College. Retirees love Buchanan because it has parks, restaurants, pharmacies, coffee shops, and everything you need without ever feeling crowded. And investors love it because, let's be honest, college towns never stop needing rentals. If you buy here, your vacancy rate is basically zero because someone always needs a place to stay, whether it's students, faculty, or staff. After that, slide over to Elkins, which is perfect if you want nature right at your doorstep. This town sits next to the Monongahela National Forest, meaning your weekends can be hikes, fishing trips, scenic drives, or just sitting outside enjoying mountain weather. It's quiet, it's safe, and it has just enough essentials, grocery stores, medical services, restaurants to make retirement comfortable without giving you big city headaches. And rounding out the first 5, we have Brewston Mills, which is the town to pick if your retirement dream involves a cabin in the woods, a porch with a view, or waking up to absolute silence. Brewston Mills has that deep forest, Appalachian feel, lots of privacy, lots of trees, and that log cabin retreat vibe that people from big cities pay crazy money for on Airbnb. If you buy here, you're not just buying land, you're buying solitude. It's also great for investors because the cabin rental market is strong. People come here to unplug, hike, and get out of their stressful environments for a weekend. These 5 towns, Bragg, Ellamore, Buchanan, Elkins, and Brewston Mills, are perfect examples of why West Virginia is becoming a sleeper pick for retirees and investors. You get land you can actually afford, communities that are actually peaceful, and scenery that looks like it should cost 3 times as much as it does. And the best part, you're still early. People haven't caught on yet. Now let's jump into the next 5 West Virginia towns that deserve just as much attention, especially if you're planning to retire, buy land, or invest before everyone else figures out how undervalued this state really is. Starting off part 2, we've got Fayetteville, a place that doesn't feel like your typical slow retirement town in the best way possible. Fayetteville sits right next to the New River Gorge, which recently became a national park, and that completely changed the energy of the area. You've got world-class rock climbing, whitewater rafting, hiking, biking, cool cafes, breweries, and a surprisingly lively small town scene. Retirees who want adventure instead of sitting on a porch all day absolutely love it here. And from an investment angle, the tourism boom is real. Airbnb cabins, small rental homes, and land for vacation builds are all gaining serious attention. After Fayetteville, you have Lewisburg, which is basically the classy, quiet retirement dream town of West Virginia. It has that old school charm, historic buildings, arts, festivals, clean streets, boutique shops, local theater, golf courses, and a calm, welcoming community where life feels slower and intentional. People retire here because it has culture without chaos, good medical access thanks to its local hospital, and neighborhoods that look like the kind of small town you see in movies. Lewisburg isn't cheap compared to other WV towns, but it's still far more affordable than retirement hotspots in other states, and the quality of life value is huge. Next is Shepherdstown, a place that totally surprises people when they visit. It's one of the oldest towns in West Virginia, and it feels almost European, narrow, walkable streets, small cafes, art shops, bookstores, and a riverfront that gives the whole town a peaceful backdrop. Shepherd University keeps things young, lively, and interesting. And retirees love that they're surrounded by energy without being overwhelmed by it. This is a town where you can go out for coffee, chat with friendly locals, walk through historic architecture, and genuinely feel part of a community. Real estate here tends to hold value well because of tourism and the university. Moving on, we've got Princeton, which is hands down one of the best budget-friendly towns in the state. If you're retiring on a fixed income or trying to buy a house without stressing over mortgage payments, Princeton is one of your safest bets. Homes here are cheaper, taxes are low, utilities are manageable, and the town has everything you need: grocery stores, parks, restaurants, a hospital, and a laid-back, small-town pace that makes it easy to settle in. For investors, Princeton is attractive because you can buy properties for far less than national averages, improve them without huge renovation budgets, and rent them out to long-term local tenants. And finally, closing out our list, we have Morgantown, the most energetic, growth-oriented, and economically stable city in West Virginia. This is the opposite of rural quiet. It's a true college city powered by West Virginia University. That means constant rental demand, young professionals moving in and out, strong healthcare, one of the best hospital systems in the state, and a ton of restaurants, stores, and entertainment options. If you're thinking like an investor, Morgantown is easily the strongest long-term play in the entire state. Stable rents, low vacancy rates, strong job market, and consistent appreciation because the population doesn't shrink like other rural towns. For retirees, Morgantown works too, especially in the suburbs just outside the city center where you get quiet, safety, and easy access to world-class healthcare. You're close to lakes, trails, and scenic drives, but you also have a full modern city at your fingertips. It's the best of both worlds. These final 5 towns, Fayetteville, Lewisburg, Shepherdstown, Princeton, and Morgantown, show just how much variety West Virginia actually offers. You can retire quietly, retire adventurously, invest aggressively, or invest conservatively. The state has a lane for every type of budget and lifestyle. Whether you want national park adventures, small town charm, college town vibrance, or simple affordability, West Virginia checks all the boxes. And the coolest part? You're still early. This isn't Tennessee or North Carolina where the secret's already out. West Virginia is still affordable, still wide open, and still full of opportunities to grab land or property before prices start climbing the same way they are in the rest of the country.